So Theresa May is calling a general election, and this is one of the ragged dolls of British society, the castaway, throwaway, damaged goods dolls, speaking out. Theresa May, you can piss off, right? Because I'm not going to vote in your election. I've never voted in any elections for this country since I've last voted for Neil Kinnock when I was 20 something, and then realised that he was a fucker and the whole political shite was a total scam. Okay, because that's what it is. They're all scammers, they're all covert narcissists, fucking liars, all sold the souls to the devil. But nobody believes in the devil, nobody believes in God, nobody believes that there's Satanists, pedo sadists, fucking Satanists working in every central London authority. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes the children, but we're all supposed to believe the official fucking report on 9/11, aren't we? The biggest fairy tale ever. Except it's not a fairy tale, is it? It's a fucking horror story that they've turned into an absolutely real nightmare, and now we're all supposed to quietly sit down, nervously sipping our tea and watching the news to see when the World War III is going to start. Because that's the kind of world that we live in. A world of ignorant twats who just sit about doing fuck all. But I tell you now, the street people ain't going to fucking stand up for it. We ain't going to stand for this shit. And we are going to come out. The street people are talking now, and we are going to be out. We're going to do an Iceland on the New World Order, okay? Because then people knew what they were doing. They weren't stupid. They weren't going to stand there and allow a set of evil criminals to dump an unrepayable debt on their children and their children's 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 children. But Britain says, oh yeah, come on. Can I have some 0-hour contracts? Yeah, get rid of the benefit system. We don't need them. Get them disabled off benefits. They're all fraudsters anyway. And once they've stamped on the unemployed and the disabled and the sick, then it's time to stamp on the immigrants and vote themselves out of the EU, so they've got even no human rights. And now Theresa May has decided to have a rigged election, because they're all rigged, right? Every single election has been rigged since Margaret Thatcher. They've been rigged. Margaret Thatcher rigged her last election. It was rigged. And I know that. I know that because I spoke to people who took part in collecting the ballot boxes that were unlocked and no police there. So, you can't lie to me, system. You know, and sometimes we do just have to go a little bit crazy. Okay? We have to go a little bit crazy. Because this is what America delivered to the world. Freedom, land of the free. Free to produce the most evil nightmare of weapons and actually use them, deploy them on people and children. And the world said nothing. And that's why I hate this world. I hate it so much because it just stood by and swallowed that from America. And we're supposed to like trust America because they've got a constitution, and yet the people can't stand by the constitution and arrest the treasonous who did 9/11. Okay, when it comes to them using their constitution to arrest treasonists who did 9/11 and blamed it on Muslims, no, suddenly the constitution doesn't exist, and then Americans are complaining because the government is tearing the constitution to shreds. Well, what do you expect from a tyrannical government that has organised 9/11 in order to protect a load of criminal bankers? A load of criminal bankers. And why did they do that? Why did all those politicians agree to protect the criminal bankers? Because the criminal bankers have got the goods on those politicians. Because half of them are fucking pedo sadists. And they will never dare to speak out because then you'll get to see the pictures and the films of what they do to little children. Well, Julian Assange has exposed the Clinton and Podesta people, and that fucking I love children, Jaime Elefante, James Elefantes, Jaime Elefante. I mean, it doesn't really take too much intelligence, does it, to understand what James Elefante really means to a man who has pictures of children taped down to a desk, and a picture of a baby with money saying "Hotard." Oh, they're just normal. They're just normal things. We can just ignore those things, because at the end of the day, if you abuse children, you can get by or just on supposition of innocence. Let's just suppose you're innocent. We won't investigate, to be sure, because we're not that really bothered about kids at the end of the day. I mean, let's face it, the Podesta brothers, they're like really important. We can't, you know, topple their position in society just on the strength of FBI endorsed evidence, can we? No. What, for the sake of a load of trafficked children from Haiti? I mean, for goodness sake. They're nobody, those little children from Haiti. Who gives a fuck about them? We need to protect the Podestas, don't we? We need to protect Hillary Clinton. And Donald Trump ain't going to say a fucking word about it, apart from, you know, generally make a statement about how he's going to stop child trafficking. Well, he won't need to stop child trafficking, will he? Because, you know, the way that he's made his system now, women won't even be able to get any birth control or have an abortion. So all these impoverished women who end up pregnant, there you go, he's got his supply of kiddies in his own country, hasn't he? Because I don't trust you, Donald Trump. Why didn't you sue those two women for writing a sworn statement on oath saying that you raped a 13-year-old and you had a 12-year-old giving you oral sex? Why don't you go and sue them? They told lies about you. Go and sue them for perjury. They told lies about you. Fake news. Sue them. Your wife's suing the Daily Mail or whoever for saying that she used to be an escort. Why aren't you suing these two women that came forward and described you as a paedophile, Donald Trump? Why aren't you suing them? Why aren't they in jail for perjury? Because you're a fucking liar, and now you want to take us into fucking World War 3, and we're supposed to be all, you know, just take it, having a laugh at your fucking hair. Well, I don't find you very funny. I don't find your hair funny. I don't find you funny at all. I find you really, really pissing scary, like monsters are. But I will fucking well stand up to you for the sake of the children, okay? And I stand in the Sheffield, okay? The city of steel, where the sword of truth is smelted in the fire. And I've walked through the fire, and I'm still here, and I didn't get burnt, and I didn't go crazy. I didn't lose my mind. But people like Theresa May and Donald Trump, they haven't got a mind. Their mind is fed to them on a fucking spoon. And every mouthful they eat, they get a wad full of cash and a wardrobe full of clothes and a fucking twat to drive them around. And bodyguards. Okay, that's what they get for their mind, for not having a mind of their own. The bird brains, you know, put a bird table out in your garden and throw some seed on it, all the birds will come, you'll see them. And that's what Theresa May is. She is a bird brain, and so's Donald Trump, and so's Hillary Clinton. you know. I mean, Bernie Sanders might have had a shot, but at the end of the day, how far was even he prepared to go? Because this system is going to fall. It is going to fall. And it is time now for the people of Britain, the people on the ground, okay? And I know I've expressed a lot of anger in my last 3 videos and used a lot of, inverted commas, offensive language in reply to an offensive world that's just full of offensive language expressed in a very polite, genteel way in a posh BBC News voice, where they're going, we're going to fuck Iraq, we're going to fuck Afghanistan, we're going to fuck Libya, now we're going to fuck Syria, we're going to go into Iraq, remove their leader, okay, that we installed because he was an evil bastard, that this country helped install, Saddam Hussein, an evil bastard, supplied him with chemical weapons to use on the Kurds, and then they don't find any chemical weapons in Iraq, so they trash the place, install their Zionist banks, and then leave a load of military equipment for ISIS to come in. And what are ISIS doing now? Making chemical weapons. That is what they're doing. Go and check it out. Google it. Mosul. ISIS. Chemical weapons. They're making them in Iraq. They're using them. They used them last weekend in Mosul. Again. On Iraqi people. ISIS. Where was Trump? And they do want World War 3 because they're all so fucking mad. And they think that they can kill everybody off on earth and all go and scurry away into the little bunkers. Oh my gosh, God help the fucking lot of you in those bunkers, because you're all insane. Every person that gets into those bunkers has to be mega wealthy, and that means that they are mega thick and ignorant. And probably a paedophile or a pedo complicit. So I'm sure you'll all have a lovely time together when you've got nobody to stamp on beneath you, because you're all equals, you lot, aren't you? Yeah. You won't last 5 fucking minutes before, you know, you start fighting among yourselves. Because you are evil, and the people you harbour are evil. And you'll all die in your evil little bunkers. Because something will fuck up. But that's what you've got planned. But that is not what is going to happen, you see. And I'm so angry because the news is good for the people of Earth. The news is good. The light being has arrived. Universal intelligence is real. Jah is real. I have witnessed Jah, light, golden light. The message of universal law was transmitted to me via an energy of bliss. I did dream after that of Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him, for all those people who think peace might not be on him if we don't say it, but actually peace is with Prophet Muhammad forever. I'm sick to death of the niceties of hearing people go, every time you say Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, peace be upon him, peace be upon him. Why should he be at peace looking at Muslims today? And you think Prophet Muhammad's at peace? You've got the cheek to say peace be upon him when you're all fighting each other. Fucking Sunnis and Shias. Who the fuck do you think you are? And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said two is evil. And that's why in my dream Prophet Muhammad was with the Sufi Muslims, and I did not even know that they were Sufi Muslims. I didn't know anything about Sufism. It was only because a friend, I was describing the dream to a friend, and I was describing the hats that the men were wearing, pointy caps with a turban wrapped round, and he said that's Sufi headdress, and Prophet Muhammad was wearing a Sufi headdress as well, and all the men around him were wearing Sufi headdresses, and he was sat with the women, Prophet Muhammad, on the floor, and the women all had black and white headscarves, and he gave me a black and white headscarf as well, and that's a warrior colours and balance, because that's why I battle, not because I enjoy the fray. Personally, I'd rather be doing other things, but actually I just can't, because I have to, you know, try and share this with people, because there's so much at stake, and I'm just a tiny atom in a huge world. And it's only when people start listening to me, when people believe me, when people find strength in themselves, because Jesus is not going to come back, okay, as one person. Jesus comes back in everybody when the majority of people find Jesus in their heart, and that's all over the world, because Jesus isn't just Jesus. Jesus is a conception of humanity, of what a human being really is. Who made that human being? The conception of Jah, the host for Jah love and Jah law and Jah light. And you people think that you can ignore what's going on. You think you can ignore injustice to 2 children and countless of other children. You think you can ignore the fact that you're being governed by pedo sadists. You think you can ignore the BBC complicit in pedo sadism and murder and baby trafficking, because rich people are involved in it, professional people, police and social services and the family courts and the High Court, and who the fuck else? You know, as Gordon Bowden says, all roads lead to Finchley Road. And none of you are even bothered about Gordon Bowden, are you? You know, Gordon Bowden. Why don't you Google Gordon Bowden, okay? Google him. This man has just worked absolutely tirelessly. The guy's a hero. The guy's a hero. He's a national hero. The evidence that he's got on the establishment, what they've been doing with your money, Britain, with your pensions, with your businesses, everything, Ponzi schemes, he's got the evidence, he's got the goods on them all. He's even took it to the police, and he's even took it to the BBC, and nobody's interested. And I know how it feels to spend years and years and years research. You can present the evidence in black and white, and they still won't accept it, because they can do no wrong. And you think I'm going to sit here and be all la-di-da and ever so nice, trying to explain gently to you all what a horrible, horrific fucking mess we're in? Well, I can't do anything else, because I can't live in this filth without speaking out. And I will speak out, and you can keep ignoring me, and you can keep disliking my videos, okay, pedo fucking sadist bastards. Because I know Jah life, and nobody can take that away. And I am happy with Jah light, but I am not happy with the fact that this world has denied it, and yet everybody's praying, you know, to Jesus or Prophet Muhammad, while they're all, what are you doing? All you people praying to Allah, praying to God, who are you praying to? Because at the end of the day, all you want to do is quarrel, bicker, like rats. Because you don't care. You don't believe. You've got no belief. The unbelievers. Well, it's time for an exodus. And as I say, the exodus, it's a consciousness, an exodus of consciousness. You have to leave Babylon, okay, and do in Iceland. Look to the people of Iceland. They've taught you a lesson, Britain, America. They've taught you something. Get real. America, the world trusted you because you've got a constitution, apparently. But you haven't, because you've lost your constitution, because you did not stand up for your constitution. You did not honour your constitution. You let the treasonous who did 9/11 get away with it. And now we're facing World War III and nuclear war, possibly. Oh, Trump's been got to by the neocons. What the fuck are you on about? How do you think you become a billionaire in this world? So, is there any hope? We wonder.